Chris here with Soundcore's new Liberty 4NC. They have some new active sound cancelling tech from them. So the noise cancellation, they call it Adaptive Active Noise Cancellation 2.0. It's a bit of a mouthful, but the tech is when you put them in your ears, because they've got an in-ear sensor there, it adapts the active noise cancellation to your ear canal and the environment every time you put them in. They do have 11mm drivers, a runtime of up to 10 hours on a single charge, 50 hours in total with the case. This is using the SBC codec because yes, they are high-res wireless audio certified using the LDAC codec. So with that codec, it really does improve the sound quality of them. They do also have IPX4, so you don't need to worry about getting sweat or a little bit of water on them. Wireless charging from the case, and I'll be going over in this video here my experience with Soundcore's Liberty 4NC. So let's take a look at what we get with our Soundcore Liberty 4NCs. We have them right here, of course, well packaged, USB cable for charging, a quick start guide, and then important safety information. And you will see right here, we've got the spare different size silicone tips. So we have some extra small ones, the mediums, and some large ones. The weight of the Liberty 4NCs is very good. So the earbuds are just 5 grams and our total weight with the case is just 59 grams. I do love the style of this case here. The plastics, the finish is excellent, nice and rounded. There's no sharp edges. So right at the bottom, we've got our Type-C port. And if you press right here, the case opens up. And I really like the way it does that. It springs open. Now, when it's closed and you give it a shake, nothing is rattling. So they're secured in place. There's magnets holding them there, both of our Liberty 4NCs. So they're very easy to place in there once you take them out because you've got them left and right labeled. And the charging contacts are right there. So when you put them in, magnets then do hold them into place, and see that effect we have with the status LED. Battery life is good. It's up to 10 hours on a single charge, and with the case, that's 50 hours in total. And then if you charge them for just 10 minutes, that will give you 4 hours of runtime. The build quality is excellent of the Liberty 4NC. There's no sharp edges with the earbud plastics. Silicone tips do feel very good. They have not softened up. And the capacitive touch control area surface works fine. I don't really find myself repeating those touch controls. So it has the advanced noise cancellation system. We've got our in-ear sound sensor, the 11mm oversized driver, noise isolation chamber, and that's the hardware side of things. And the Liberty 4NC can reduce the noise, ambient noise, by up to 98.5% with that adaptive ANC 2.0. So it's got that tech that does adapt the noise cancellation according to the user's ear canals and the environment noise. And it does this all in real time. So it doesn't matter what the shape of your ear canal is, everyone's different. It's going to keep doing that every time you put them in. It's going to make that adjustment, and it does it all in real time. And that is how we get that fantastic up to 98.5% noise reduction. Soundcore does have a fantastic application. I do think it's one of the best, especially with the options we do get. First glance, you get left and right battery life, but if you go into it, you also get in the battery life there you can see of our case. Now, ambient sounds, you got the transparency mode, so that's amplifying background ambient noise, so you can hear a lot better. Really, it's almost like a hearing aid. It's boosting your hearing performance. Normal, and then noise cancellation. Now, there's a lot of modes in here. Note, they do have this wind noise reduction, which a lot of models just simply don't offer. And then there is a lot of settings in here. So the big focus, of course, is their adaptive active noise cancelling 2.0. So this is all the settings in here we have with it. So adaptive noise cancelling, you also have environment detection. This is really good. So it's going to listen and hear what kind of ambient noises there are and then counter that. Manual mode, so maybe you want this if you're in a certain environment where you know that you want to put it onto max, or you just want the minimum there, you have that option. And then our transport modes. So we have plane, train, buses, and then cars. So that is specifically designed to counter the noise there of that kind of transport that you may be in. Sound effects, so you have a custom equalizer there. You can go along and tweak the different bands there. You can add them below, which is very good. The default Soundcore signatures, so there's a lot in here. I just keep it on the default there one, but you've got bass booster, podcast, acoustic, flat. Look at it. It just goes on and on. So there's a lot there that you can go through and test out. Their Hear ID sound, so this is a personalized equalizer for your ears, and 3D surround sound option 2 there at the top. You have safe volume. So there's a lot of settings in here, the decibel readings that it does take, and you have options there on how often you want it to refresh and to limit the high volume. Again, it's just great options to see here. Touch controls customize that. So if you don't want a single press to be play pause, you want it to be your volume controls, then again, you've got that option. A lot of flexibility here with the Liberty 4 NCs. Finally, under the settings menu, you can see we do have firmware updates, gaming mode, the autoplay pause. You might want to turn that off, but it detects when they're in your ears or when you remove them and automatically stops or starts when you put them back in. You've got the sound leak compensation, the prompt tone. Maybe you don't want that. You can disable it. Fit test, dual connections, auto power off, find device, and those updates, of course, quick start guide, help, and feedback. So it's all here in a very good application here from Soundcore. Most importantly, what about our sound quality? Well, these are high-res wireless certified. We've got the LDAC codec, which using high bitrate files here that are FLAC files with Power Amp, my music player, you notice the difference. It removes that compression you get with the highs, especially with SBC codecs or AAC codecs. Now, they do have a high hardness LCP driver. This is the 11mm driver, an optimized curve to it. So what they're trying to do is improve and ensure that the mids are good and the trebles crisp with details. And I can confirm that is the case. The highs are crisp, they're detailed. Mid sound excellent. Bass is a little heavy, just with the default tune out of the box I found, slightly. But there is no clipping, there's no distortion. The mids aren't interfering with the lows. Overall, excellent sound quality. When you boost that volume right up, again, there's no distortion either, which you wouldn't expect from something like this either that's, high res certified. So fantastic sound quality. They sound brilliant. And what really tops it off is the very good adaptive ANC 2.0. So you just zone out, listen to the music. You've got no distractions with any background noises. And the audio sync is very good. So with my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra and using the Liberty 4 NCs with the gaming mode enabled, I don't see any delays here with the audio. So the actors' voices are perfectly in sync with the video. No distraction there, having it lagging behind. Nope, seems to be pretty much perfect here.
Microphone sample now with the Liberty 4 NC. So I have a very loud ambient track of a train station in London playing in the background with the volume right up. And you can hear that these microphones are doing a very good job, 6 of them with AI noise reduction, to remove that ambient noise and focus more on my voice, even in a loud environment like right now.
And I'm really impressed with the noise cancellation. As I probably mentioned maybe 3 or 4 times in this video, they happen to be the absolute best that I've tested out yet. And I'll just put them in because they connect up really quick to your phone, Bluetooth 5.3. Once you put them in, it takes a few seconds and then you hear that active noise cancelling adjust to the environment. If you've got that mode enabled too, you can go through it as I showed you with the application and select which modes you want, with noise filtering mode. So with them in, I can't hear the noise of the air conditioning unit. I can't hear my tower PC. It just blocks out everything. I've tested some audio tracks too. They put through my speakers, train station, airplane, stuff like that, common sounds of public transport. And wow, does it do a fantastic job. It really completely almost cuts out everything. I will go as far as to say that the noise reduction in these is comparable to some over-ears. It really is that good. The over-ears give you that passive isolation and then the active noise cancellation. But the adaptive active noise cancellation from Soundcore here is absolutely fantastic. So their claim is 98.5%. Obviously, I've got no way to measure this. It is SGS certified though, that particular claim, and just using them, I've got to say it, they just are so good, the noise cancellation. Sound-wise, as I pointed out, good deep bass, mid sound great, the crisps are high, they're detailed. I really have no issues at all with the sound from these. They are very, very good. And with the LDAC codec, that can, of course, completely remove that compression we typically get with SBC or AAC codecs, where the highs you'll notice, they sound compressed. It's just not as good as it should be. But when you play back high quality audio files like FLAC files with a very good audio application like Power Amp is the one I use. You do hear the difference with them. LDAC does bring the battery life down quite a bit though. So instead of a 10-hour runtime running the LDAC codec, you're looking realistically around 5 to 6 hours because it's streaming at a much higher data rate. Overall, if you are in the market for the best, I believe, active noise cancelling earbuds, then you definitely need to check out these here from Soundcore. So thanks a lot for watching this video on the Liberty 4 NCs.